showing me green toy sitting. And no, no thank you. Only one. So friends, today instead of science, we are going to talk about some social studies. Social studies is how we can be a good citizen in our classroom, that we can make green choices and not make red choices. We don't want red choices. And if we make a red choice, oops, we can fix it. Sit down, show me green choice sitting. So, you know how me and Miss Maringer and Miss Pacheco, if you talk out when we're talking, we might do this and not look at you. That means no talking, please. It's my turn to talk. Or if we do this, that's us showing you what we want you to do. If you're talking out when I'm talking, you can raise your hand, quiet mouth, and fix it. So we'll remind you like that. And this book that I have is called My Mouth is a Volcano. Look at this. Does it look like he's holding his words inside of his mouth? You think he's waiting his turn to talk? He is blurting out. He is talking out when someone else is talking, and his mouth is like a volcano. Oh, friend, you're talking over me. That means you had a volcano mouth. Can you show me how we fixed it? And inside of my mask, I might have a bubble. Because you can't talk if there's a bubble in your mouth. So let's listen to this book and see, can he fix his volcano mouth? Can he learn to keep his wiggly jiggly words inside of his mouth until it's his turn to speak? Let's find out.
My Mouth is a Volcano, written by Julia Cook, illustrated by Carrie Hartman. My name is Lewis. People say I erupt a lot. I don't think I do. I have a lot to say, and all of my words are very important to me. When other people talk, words just pop into my head. Then they slide down onto my tongue. My tummy starts to rumble, and then it starts to grumble. My words begin to wiggle, and then they do the jiggle. My tongue pushes all of my important words up against my teeth. And then, hey, guess what, you guys? I erupt. Words just explode out of my mouth. My mouth is a volcano. In class, my teacher says that when we want to say something, we're supposed to look at her, raise our hand, and wait until she calls on us. I tried that. After I waited patiently for what seemed like 62 years, my important words slid down from my head onto my tongue. My tummy started to rumble, and then it started to grumble. My words began to wiggle, and then they did the jiggle. My tongue pushed all of my important words into my teeth, and my volcano erupted. Teacher, I think we should have recess all day. I'm hungry too. Can we go to lunch now? My teacher was less than pleased. She erupted me right back. I know what you are saying is very important to you, Lewis, but since it is not an emergency, you will have to wait until I call on you. It was my volcano's fault.
Friends, sometimes you might have something that's so important, and you're trying so hard to keep it inside until it's time for your turn to talk, and you might erupt like a volcano and interrupt. Uh-oh. What can we do to fix it?
To calm down.
You can calm down by catching a bubble,
My belly's breathing.
keeping a quiet mouth, and raising your hand to wait. That's the green choice way.
At daycare, we were sitting on the rug listening to Miss Polly read us a story about planting trees. All of a sudden, I thought about the time my grandpa and I planted 6 trees in his front yard.
What?
My important words slid down from my head onto my tongue. My tummy started to rumble, and then it started to crumble. My words began to wiggle, and then they did the jiggle. My tongue pushed all of my important words into my teeth, and my volcano erupted. Hey guys, once I planted zillions of trees with my grandpa, and I got a timeout.
Oh No.
It was my volcano's fault. During dinner, Mom and Dad were talking about paying the bills. Then I thought about my friend Bill. Bill can blow a bubble inside of a bubble when he chews 2 pieces of bubble gum. Now that is really important. My important words about Bill slid down from my head onto my tongue. My tummy started to rumble, and then it started to grumble. My words began to wiggle, and then they did the jiggle. My tongue pushed all of my very important words into my teeth, and my volcano erupted. Hey Mom, Bill can blow a bubble in a bubble with his gum. Louis, my mom said, you interrupted again. If someone else is talking and you don't have an emergency, you have to wait for your turn. But Mom, my words, they slide down from my head onto my tongue. Then my tummy starts to rumble. Louis, you did it again. I got sent to my room. She said I was rude. It was my volcano's fault. The next day at school was my very important day. I had been waiting for about 126 weeks to be the student star of my class. This was my special moment. I got to share a poster with my class that had pictures of all my favorite things.
Yes.
I stood up in front of my class and began to tell them about the time I went fishing. Halfway through my story,
Friends, did you get to share something today if you had show and tell? He's sharing with his friends. And when we had show and tell outside, did we have some friends that turned into volcanoes and interrupted? They did. And Miss Pacheco had to say, it's Everett's turn to talk. Or it's Amber's turn to talk. She had to stop the volcano. She had to keep your wiggly jiggly words inside. And you had to wait your turn to talk. We're going to keep practicing that during show and tell, aren't we?
Richard started to tell everyone about when he went deep sea fishing in Mexico. His story must have been better than mine because everyone started to look at him. He was stealing my important words.
Uh-oh.
Richard, said my teacher, you just interrupted Louis. Please wait until he has finished talking, and then he might call on you. I couldn't believe how rude that was of Richard. He erupted me. That really made me angry.
So our friend, who's been really trying to keep his wiggly jiggly words inside, his friend interrupted him. And what does his face look like, Jeremiah? What does he look like?
Mad.
Would you get mad if your friend interrupted you? Would you say, friend, it's my turn to talk? Or would you say, ugh, Amber, quit talking, it's my turn. Goodness, no. I was just playing. I was just playing. Did that make you feel good when I did that? No, it didn't. So if she was interrupting me, I might say, Amber, it's my turn to talk. And she'll say, okay, I'll wait. Isn't that so much nicer? We don't like it when our friends interrupt us.
After talking about my fishing trip, I started to explain the x-ray of my broken arm. Just as I was getting to the good part, Courtney started to tell the class about when she broke her leg. Courtney, said my teacher, you just interrupted Louis. Please wait until he has finished talking, and then he might call on you. I couldn't believe how rude that was of Courtney. She started talking right during my 15 minutes of fame. She ruined my important words. She almost stole my moment. When I got home, I told my mom about rude Richard and rude Courtney. Now you know how we feel when you interrupt us, said my mom. I never thought about that.
Nana, put that on the shelf, please.
I just get so excited and my words, they just pop into my head. Then they slide down onto my tongue, my tummy starts to rumble, and then it starts to grumble, my words begin to wiggle, and then they do the jiggle, and then my tongue pushes all of my important words up against my teeth, and I erupt. Words just explode out of my mouth. My mouth is a volcano. Maybe Richard and Courtney have volcanoes in their mouths too, my mom replied. I never thought about that. Well, son, the next time your important words are pushed into your teeth by your tongue, bite down hard and don't let them out. Then take a deep breath and push your words out through your nose. Then, when it is your turn to talk, take a deep breath and breathe them back into your mouth. Will that work? I asked. Only if you make it work, said my mom.
His mom said if you feel like you're a volcano and you're going to erupt and interrupt another person. Oh, Amber and Adrian, I'm going to wait. Because your eyes are not on me, and that means that you're not being very kind to me when I'm talking. Do you like it when I look at you when you're talking? Yes, so we have to be kind to one another. His mom said if you feel those wiggly jiggly words on the tip of your tongue trying to get out, you can take a deep breath. Let's take a deep breath.
I did belly
Let's
breathing.
say, I can wait.
I can't wait.
It's nice to wait when your friends are talking. We're almost done with our book.
That night at the dinner table, my sister Sylvia was in the middle of one of her long girl stories when my important words began to slide down from my head and my volcano started to do its thing.
Do you think he can
Just as
wait?
my tongue started to push my words out through my teeth,
Let's see if he
I
can
bit
do
down
it.
really hard. Then I breathed my words out through my nose. As soon as my sister finished talking, I took a deep breath, and back in went the words. I was amazed that they had just hung around outside my mouth and didn't float away. Then I told my story, and nobody got mad at me for erupting.
Oh, he did it.
After that, I never erupted again. Well, except for the time Bill's bubblegum got stuck in my hair. But that was a real emergency.
Aww. Lewis learned to keep his wiggly jiggly words inside of his mouth until it was his turn to speak. When his sister was telling that story and an idea popped in his head, did he erupt like a volcano? No, he took a deep breath. And when his sister was done talking, he took another deep breath. And it was his turn to speak. Did anybody get angry with him?
No.
No. They were so proud of him that he learned to keep his words in till it was his turn.
Yep.
Look, friends. Miss Shepherd was a volcano one day. And I am learning how to not erupt when others are speaking. I'm learning to wait my turn to talk. If you want to make a volcano picture like this, when we are outside today at recess, I'm going to take a picture of you like that. Can you open your mouth up wide and go? You look like you're yelling, but you're not really, are you? And I'm going to take a picture of you. I'm going to put your picture right here. And next week, you'll get to color your volcano mouth. And I'm going to hang these in the hallway. And Mom and Dad are going to know that you're learning how to wait your turn to talk. Nyla can wait her turn to talk. She's going to put her mask on. And when her wiggly jiggly words are trying to push out of her mouth, she's going to catch a bubble. When Adrian's wiggly jiggly words are coming to the front of her teeth and they're trying to get out, she's going to take a deep breath and wait her turn. When Everett is wiggly jiggly and he really, really wants to say his important thing, he's going to raise his hand quietly. Give me a thumbs up if you can wait your turn to speak. Give me 2 thumbs up if you're not going to be an erupting volcano. I will not be an erupting volcano. Okay, my red row, go get on your shoes for us to go play outside, and we're going to take our volcano picture. My orange row, go stand on your shoes to go outside. My green row, Jeremiah, you're on my green row. Go stand on the shoes to go outside. And my blue row, I see Everett not interrupting. What are you going to say, Everett?